If I said something to her and she said, I'm calling cybersecurity, I could be like, bitch, call the moon for all I care.
Coming up on the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City after show.
You made a comment about Lisa's parenting to Heather.
You're definitely not in the Greek mafia, so what makes you the Don of mothering?
I never said she was a bad mom.
They verified that you were the one that fed the
I did not do that.
I already know for fact that Whitney does not have hard evidence on this. The blogger who she was getting this proof from reached out to me.
I didn't do it to you! You're upsetting me. You're making up stuff about me. You said you were going to get a lawyer to sue me.
You also called your attorney that night?
She's a liar, Justin. She's a liar.
I mean, Lisa had been saying that for like 20 minutes, so I wasn't sure at what point, you know, Justin clued in.
I was across the room actually hearing that Jared has a very small penis.
Well, I wish I was part of that instead of this.
The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City after show starts right now.
Yeah, Lisa's definitely reactive when she's mad at someone.
They verified that you were the one that fed the
I did not do that. I did not.
She lost her goddamn mind.
It's not me, Whitney. It's not f***ing me.
Who is that yelling?
I didn't do it to you! Shut the up about it.
I've never seen someone profusely sweat. I mean, layers of makeup.
Oh, not layers.
And it was coming out of her pores.
I need an investigation opened. I'm being accused of doing something I did not do. I'm going to send you information, and I want to go the distance.
If I said something to her and she said, I'm calling cybersecurity, I could be like, bitch, call the moon for all I care.
First of all, I don't even know who the cyber team is.
They're like all off-duty military.
I think he's amazing.
He's amazing. And I'm like, go the distance on her. She has come after my marriage. At her Wild Rose beauty party, they invited a gentleman that they thought I had had an affair with, hoping to like trip me up. My businesses.
Lisa has performed sexual favors for the advancement of Vita.
My family.
It's rumored that one of your that has the jazz tickets that you've been involved with.
Are you crazy? And I have moved on. And this was the last straw for me. I'm like, you are a problem. Get the LA police involved, everything, and Salt Lake police. And you owe me a big apology. And I'm gonna send you a bill.
The cybersecurity team is just so ludicrous to me. Like, how are they gonna prove this to you? There is no email? Okay, she deleted it, or she sent it from a burner, or Henry's phone, God knows. I mean.
Well, it's like people hire security to scrub their own stuff, so.
I don't understand why you need not only a cyber team, why do you need 6 lawyers?
Can you tell me what's going on? Would Homeland Security show up for that? I mean, like, I'm like literally shook right now. It just scared me. Like, is something bigger happening? Should I be stressed? I'm shaking. I'm physically shaking.
One should cover like pretty much all the people that are trying to sue you. The other should cover your entertainment. And then a third one, if you're pushing it.
I don't have a defense lawyer on speed dial. I don't need them that often. This is wild to me. She has so many people just ready to go.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you've seen the media lately, but there's perhaps a distinct reason. But yeah, I didn't receive the bill.
And I'm gonna send you a bill.
If she'd sent you the bill, I would die. I would be so happy. I would want that bill framed.
I told Whitney very clearly, if you lie about me, you're gonna have to say sorry, and I'm not gonna forgive you this time. We're done. And for me, I really meant that because I'm like, you're upsetting me. You're making up stuff about me. You said you were going to get a lawyer to sue me. What are you going to sue me for, Whitney? Like, clearly you don't work with lawyers. You have no case. I didn't do anything.
All signs point to it was Lisa. In fact, I called my attorney to draft up a cease and desist.
You also called your attorney that night?
Prior.
Oh, I was like, I missed all these phone
calls. To talk through it,
experts.
because I wanted to know what classifies as defamatory.
Okay.
So my point here is Lisa's reaction to me asking a question.
Yeah.
I didn't say, you did this, it's over. I said, did you do this? They verified that you were the one that fed the
I did not do that. I did not do that, Whitney. Don't accuse me of something that you're going to have to apologize.
You did.
Lisa does not like to be confronted, though. She does not like to be wrong.
I caught her, and her reaction told me everything I need to know.
I mean, at this point, it's like, what aren't you going to accuse me of?
Not to mention, it's the stupidest accusation
Stupidest accusation.
You brought the information about Prism that was posted to the group. I had someone who knows that account. They verified that you were the one that fed the
I did not do that. It's not true. I did not DM that account, and I did not talk about your business.
I still have every reason to believe that she played a role in it.
I'm
No,
sorry,
I mean,
but everyone white labels. How is this even a thing?
I don't white label.
No,
so
I know, but like everybody does. Why would she be upset about that?
I think for her, she was trying to get ahead of something. From what I was told, she was called and told like, hey, this blogger, podcaster is gonna say all these mean things about your business. From what I understand, Whitney and her have a lot of text messages together. The podcaster has even said in her podcast, she talks to Whitney.
Wow.
Yes, I'm like, she is an idiot. She's the one being nasty behind the scenes. And listen, you got busted. Your jewelry line is from Alibaba, and you want someone to blame it on.
Lisa specifically brought this to camera.
Did you see that? The social media posts about her jewelry being not her own. It's not good for business.
When you bring something like this on the show, your intention is to discredit or hurt.
I mean, we have no proof, but I have seen that when she gets upset with people, that stories somehow wind up leaking about them within 24 hours.
Do I think that there are people in our group that are capable of doing something like that? Sure. But no, I don't think Lisa's spending her time that way. I just don't.
She has a lot of accounts that do dirty work for her, and I know this because she betrayed one of them, and that account showed me receipts.
Woof. I don't know who to believe because both of them have credibility issues with me, so.
I also think, like, when Lisa's mad at people, she wants to hurt you.
Call Electra. Wait, isn't that what you do? Hold on, it's Electra.
She certainly came for me. Whitney has too. I'd choose to plead the fifth. Lisa probably did, and Whitney's probably guilty too.
Lisa's not threatened by Prism. You know, she's in the alcohol business. If anyone had reason, it would be people in the jewelry business, you know? Friends that have
I'm so threatened
conflicted
by her.
interests.
When she launched Prism, she called me and was like, hey, would you be willing to donate Vita? We ended up spending thousands of dollars getting 2 bartenders, drink mixologists, all the goods, the flowers that were on the table, everything to do with the drinks. We donated. Like, I was the very first customer of her line. I was just like, I'm happy for you. I'm excited for you. I have never damaged Whitney's business, Whitney's character, anything with Whitney.
I was told point blank. I received a phone call, not her name specifically. It was
From
my
a cybersecurity expert?
And then I said, does this person have a liquor brand? And they said, yes.
I already know for fact that Whitney does not have hard evidence on this. The blogger who she was getting this proof from, he reached out to me and explained to me what was going on and told me that he never said that Lisa was behind this. He thought it might be Lisa personally, but he had never been told that or given that information. And Whitney kept running with it.
They verified that you were the one that fed the information.
I did not do that.
As if she had this proof, when I'm being told by the person who supposedly gave her the proof, the exact opposite.
I have a text message, too, that said it's Lisa.
From the person who published this thing?
No.
How firsthand is this?
It's secondhand.
I don't know Lisa to do this.
There was enough evidence for me, even secondhand. I trust this person more than I trust Lisa. And because of Lisa's history, I believe she's capable of it, for sure.
It's like par for the course, you know, like Whitney wants to like devastate friendships and make horrible accusations on a hunch. And the only thing that is her saving grace is that she does it equally to all of us. So we're just like, oh, the boy who cried wolf again.
Did y'all know that Mary thought that Aaron was Jared?
No.
Excuse me. Hi, Jared. How are you? No, Jared? No. This is Aaron.
Okay. Yeah, but you know what? I do have a type.
All I hear from Brittany is
Jared,
Jared.
Jared.
So when she shows up with the guy, of course, in my mind, oh, there's Jared.
Okay, but I might have started that for Mary because I said that as a joke when I came in. I would love if I'm the one who pushed Mary that way.
He didn't like it. He knew exactly who Jared was. He tried to put me in my place, and he was like, I am not Jared, I'm Aaron. And I was like, well, that's Brittany's fault. Because that's all she talks about. Like, I'm just like, who is Aaron?
We couldn't keep track of all the guys.
What woman has a boyfriend and shows up with a new guy the next night?
Jared and I were on a break for about 2 weeks at that point, and I think Aaron and I had been out 3 or 4 times.
Oh my gosh, she moves fast.
I had hung out with Brittany, and I went to pick her up, and there were 24 like Colombian roses on her porch, and I assumed they were from Jared, and they were from another guy. So it's like she breaks up with Jared, and she puts like, you know, like at a Brazilian restaurant, she just puts up that she's ready for more meat, and a waiter comes by, and it's a new date.
Back then, my self-esteem was just in the toilet. And so I was like, well, fine. Like, you don't want to, I'm not the fish you want to catch. Like, I'm not good enough for you. Well, boom, I'm going to get on social and see what I can do. Boom, 10,000 hits on Bumble. Boom, 15,000 on Tinder. And I'm going to have my pick. I didn't need to, like, have 10 people on rotation or whatever. But I did. I would stack them like 3 dates a night just for efficiency, a 5, 7, and a 9. And Aaron would be.
Oh my gosh.
I'm telling you,
only in Provo could you do that. I don't know where else you can do that in the world.
Well, when you have 10,000 people, you have to.
Oh my gosh.
You have to get efficient. I don't have a lot of time, and I kept track of them on a spreadsheet.
Is that provided by public health care, or where does the spreadsheet come from?
I just needed to keep track of, like, I have my list of what I'm looking for. And, do they check this box? And then I would narrow it down. People that check.
You really had a spreadsheet?
I really did.
That wasn't a joke?
No, I really did.
Oh my gosh.
She never struck me as a spreadsheet girl. Like, was she just on Excel and just doing cell
like
formulas?
a lot of work.
Yeah.
I was going on a lot of dates. And
That
every time
is
Jared
so
and I
funny.
would break up, I would start the new rotation. I'd get back on the dating sites.
I'd love to see that spreadsheet. I'd love to bring it into my business practices. I can't believe there's enough eligible men in Utah to fill a spreadsheet. That's what shocks me.
Anyway, enough about that. Back to Aaron. He was the person that I felt the most comfortable with.
I live in Salt Lake City, and I'm used to, like, seeing guys I've made out with, like, at parties all the time. Aaron and I go way back.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah, like 5 or 6 years.
Wait, you know Aaron?
Yeah. We've kissed.
Wait, you did?
Not that night. Very
So was that
very
weird?
mindful. It wasn't weird. It was actually kind of comforting and nice because he's a good guy. He's a funny guy. He's a cool guy. I feel protective of Britani because, she has a spreadsheet of her men, like, shut that down. And I know that she's kind of, like, really wrapped up in dating. And so I kind of felt like he was a hero walking in. And the fact that he was, like, a hero that I had blessed one time with, it felt like family. It felt good. Yeah. And she has great taste in men.
Well, there you go.
Okay, let's go to your fabulous mafia-themed anniversary party.
I got to meet Jared.
Greeks, we like grapes, us Greeks.
I'm a grape eater.
Do Mormons eat grapes?
I think it was crazy that Jared showed up.
Oh,
What's up?
what do you mean? Oh my gosh.
And
I was like, what?
I wanted you
the
to be
F?
stronger. I wanted you to be like, get the out.
And
like, get out.
melted.
I would be shocked if I were her. Like, how did that even happen? Who invited him?
I don't know.
Justin invited him.
I didn't know it was Justin who invited Jared.
Justin messaged Jared, and he was expecting to be there and was sad. And my poor husband is he has the best intentions, and he has no idea. Justin said, well, still come. It's just a group party.
Okay,
I
but
got your back.
to be fair to Justin, Jared showed up in a mafia-themed outfit, and he must live at least an hour away from Angie's house. So was that man in costume circling, just waiting for a text from anyone? Jared's probably lurking here somewhere, just waiting to pop out and tell me something
was
to this day.
5 minutes away from just walking in uninvited.
Of course.
I think that I accidentally said that I loved the roses he had sent to Britani. I had hung out with Britani, and I went to pick her up, and there were 24 like Colombian roses on her porch. And then he clued in that he did not send roses to Britani.
So Heather threw salt in Britani's game.
Listen, don't have me pick you up with Colombian roses on your porch unless you're from the guy you're currently. You know what I mean? I have the memory of a goldfish, especially when it comes to the men in her Rolodex. Does she even have a Rolodex? She has a spreadsheet.
And I kept track of them on a spreadsheet.
It's all digital these days. See, I can't keep up.
I have this idea of Jared at this point in my head of who he is, and I'm like, he's kind of a douchebag. He's like, you can be in love with someone or love someone, but they're totally different. And so I'm like, do you love Britani? Are you in love with Britani?
Did you say that?
Yes, I
to
did.
him?
I think it's
What
like a
was his
huge
answer?
question. He said he loves you. And I go, but are you in love with her? Because that's a really big thing.
It's a distinction. And what did he say?
It's a distinction.
What
and
was
like,
his answer?
I can't remember what the final one was, but I just didn't like him even more.
It's an inopportune time to make a romantic gesture, in front of a room of friends that you don't know and have never met. Especially when, the talk about Jared to that point had not been positive.
The first time I met her, she came up to me and goes, cheers to me and my boyfriend breaking up. And I said, who? She goes, Jared. And I said, is it final? She's like, no. And I said, no, I'm not cheering to that. Don't waste my time.
Can I say what I think of him? I feel like Jared got married young, had a family, beautiful kids. I think he hooked up with one girl that's like so wild, like she changed his whole view on everything that would be his norm.
You mean the one in between his wife, his ex-wife, and me? Okay.
Like so
Gotcha.
wild. Like
Do you
I've
know
heard,
her?
no, I know everybody that knows her though.
Yeah.
And they're like, she will do tricks like you like couldn't even imagine. And I think Jared just got like a taste of that. And then it's like, wait, like, where are your tricks?
I know.
Do you know what I mean? Like where you're like a good classy girl where she would be like, you know, like not.
Are they broken up or together now? Do you know?
I believe they're together now. Happy and together and with no one to make announcements to. You know, ding, 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 we broke up. Ding, 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 we're back together.
We've been broken up for about 3 months.
What?
Oh.
Again, I found shady stuff going on behind my back and I broke up.
Wait, what was the shady stuff?
Oh gosh, what was it this time? He was on a dating app and wouldn't show me his
They
phone.
came to my lounge opening and
We were broken
I felt
up.
like, yeah, but and then Jared was like, oh my God, I like Britney so much. But then he was touchy with everybody else there. And I'm like,
He's just a
I
flirt
can't,
king.
I would not be able to be with someone like that.
He's
like
a player.
I went on a date with John when like probably our third date, we were going to the movie theater and there was a really tall, beautiful girl walking by and they both locked eyes and I saw it and I was like, walk 2 paces behind me or 2 paces ahead of me, but no one will see you with me if you look at somebody else. And I'm like, we're done. Like, we're so done. And John's like, okay, okay. But Jared doesn't know when to stop. Like, you would be married and he'd still be doing that.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Should we place a little wager on how soon they'll get back together?
Over under is less than 24 hours.
I'd give it till the end of next week. So you can take the short one. I'll take it.
Shake.
Let's move on to cleaning up this game of telephone. Heather confronts Bronwyn for telling Angie that she told Lisa that Angie said that Lisa was a bad mom.
She insinuated I'm a bad mom. Like,
do we have some popcorn? Anyone?
Well, it wasn't a telephone game. It was just simply that Angie had said some mean things about Lisa and her parenting.
My daughter does need me. She needs a present mother. Like, I don't let her sit and each other all the 2 in the morning.
That I felt like were completely out of character for the friendship that I thought Angie had with Lisa. I didn't like hearing Angie say things like that about Lisa, and I told Lisa it just directly.
She was being mean. She said, my daughter needs me, like she's just not in the room playing video games.
it is a bad game of telephone, and sometimes I don't know what to believe. When Heather first came to me with it, I was overly emotional because I think it's the meanest thing you could ever do to someone. I have had my kids get messages and they're like, your mom's like the worst mom, your mom's a narcissist. No, your mom would give up all of her organs for you guys.
Yeah.
My kids know I'm a safe place. And my kids are extremely comfortable with me. They tell me way too much. And I feel comfortable with them too. But the intent was to make me look bad and to knock me as a mom. And that's how she feels about me.
There's nothing wrong with what you said.
Thank you.
You just threw out another, I don't mother like she does.
We have different rules, and we all do.
Telling Heather is like,
mistake, and I get it now. There were so many doors I could have knocked on that morning, and I chose Heather's, only to hear her say, I think you've been a bad friend to Lisa. Well, rewind to the night before when Lisa was in my face, Heather was emotional, and she said, you're a great friend. Angie's a great friend. It's like, wait a minute, am I a good friend or am I a bad friend?
so you confided in Heather just to tell you that you're not a good friend.
Yeah, and then I realized, like, okay, Heather's expectations for Lisa are different than her expectations of me.
Because her loyalty lies with Lisa.
Right now,
and you have
it
to
does.
always know that.
I was expecting more support from Heather, and I didn't get it, and I should have come to your room. Lesson learned.
I would have told Lisa in front of Angie, but like she was trying to figure out why there's this distance with her and Angie, and I've noticed it too. Lisa then went and confided in Bronwyn about how hurt she was by this, and that was Lisa trusting Bronwyn as a friend.
Right.
Bronwyn then took that information to Angie.
I want to make sure I get the story correct, but I think you made a comment about Lisa's parent to Heather.
Which just to me feels like an extra step of f***ery. Am I allowed to say f***ery?
You act like you're cool, you know, like you're trustworthy, you have integrity, like you're a woman of character. Like these are the things that you want me to believe about you. But everything else you tell me shows that you're kind of like messy behind the scenes and that you're pandering to everyone at a different angle and that it's eventually you're someone that I can't trust.
I don't want to be like, you know, so highbrow about it, but Heather really always acts like she's such a good friend to everybody and everybody else is not a good friend. And I see her being in a lot of the shenanigans that would make her not a very good friend. And I thought this is a chance for me to underscore that, for everyone to see real clearly I stand by it. Angie, you vented to Heather and she did not keep it in confidence. In fact, she took it to the one person who would take it the worst. There we go.
I love my girl Heather, but she absolutely probably spun words in there. She's the force of the tornado.
I will say
this. I just get
this.
caught up in it and start delivering for her.
I watched at that Bezos dinner that Heather specifically was very upset with Angie for telling you about Lisa and her's conversation with her. And she was like, you don't do that to a friend when they're venting. So later, when Angie vents to Heather and Heather runs with it, kind of felt like my duty to say something.
I feel like a lot of my issues with Bronwyn are because she's not very loyal to Lisa. I feel like when I get it from the table, I can't trust what Bronwyn's gonna say about me behind my back because I've seen people that she pretends to be their friend get up from the table and she talks mad shit behind their back.
I just wanted to be in the mess.
Yeah.
For sure, 100%.
Well, you were pulled right into it.
Yeah, but to be mad at me about something, first of all, you did do it. You did repeat that, so you don't get to be mad at me for saying you did. And you've been saying I've been doing it for months. So, like, if you're mad at me about it, then be mad at your self. Yeah.
I mean, it's such an insult to me and Henry that, like, Angie told Heather that I'm basically a bad mom because my kid's up playing video games till 1 in the morning, which would never happen.
A good mom. Well, number one, I never called Lisa a bad mom. My daughter does need me. She needs a present mother. Like, I don't let her sit.
No, I mean, we each other all the time.
2 in the morning. And number two, Lisa crossed the line with me by bringing up my daughter.
Call Electra. Wait, isn't that what you do? Hold on, it's Electra. That was a reaction to her being like, you don't talk to me anymore. You're not doing this anymore. And I'm like, I'm busy, you're busy. And like, I don't feel safe telling you things because you go and repeat them all to Whitney. Did you tell Whitney about our conversation that you had with me and Heather?
I talked to her about part of it, yeah.
And so I brought up what she does. She has told me she did it. You could call John right now and he will be like, I was in the car, I heard it multiple times. She'll say, when I want to get off the phone with people, I say, Electra's calling. And that's what she started to do to me. She would call me and then be like, oh my God, Electra's calling. And I'm like, it's 1 o'clock on a Thursday. Like,
I would be on the phone with Lisa from the minute I woke up, and this is real, like probably 100 times during the day, through breakfast,
100?
through lunch. Well, you know, it felt like 100. It was like all through the day, from morning to midday, to afternoon, to dinner, to before bed, and sometimes till 2 in the morning.
What were you guys talking about?
The same goddamn thing over and over and over and over again.
I was on the phone with you because you needed affirmations and wanted to talk about the same thing over and over again. And I listened to you, I gave you great advice, I was a great friend to you, and now you're using that against me because now you're friends with Whitney and you're repeating all of my feelings that I told her off camera to Whitney on and off camera, but less on camera so that she looks better. Whitney was on a call and she had Angie on speakerphone and one of my friends was nearby and heard the whole conversation. So like, I know they talk badly about me because it's like frickin' frack saying the exact same things in different scenarios, but saying they didn't talk about it. You're definitely not in the Greek mafia. Like, so what makes you the Don of mothering?
100%.
Like, and if like you're on the phone with me, you're doing the same thing.
Yes,
So I don't know why it's a problem.
I don't think it's bad what she said about being a bad mom. She didn't really express it like that. She compared her being a mom to compared to Lisa, which you can't compare because Angie, you know, lost her mom early, you know, and so she wants to definitely have a beautiful relationship with her daughter, and she wants to make sure that she's there for her because she knows how it feels when, you know, your mom is not present, which I do too.
I think that's where it really hurt because I gave Lisa so much of my time and I did pull away from my family to do it. And so then for her to like it not to be enough and Lisa to say, oh yeah, you use your daughter as an excuse. You know, we should never bring each other's kids up. Like she's little, she's not older. I'm not a liar.
It's not an excuse.
If I've got to go, it's because like I'm a family woman and I've got to go make dinner. I want to be like Mary
enjoy
said.
her. And
I
she
enjoy
enjoys you.
her. Yeah. I mean, I get on the ground and do projects with her. I make bracelets with her. Like we, you know, she wants me there and I want to be there. Yeah.
Like those are boundaries. Like you don't talk about our kids.
Well, I think I look a lot younger this season because I haven't talked to her for a few months. Don't you think? And it's not because I got any surgery. I just look younger. I just get a lot more rest. And I go to bed at 10 o'clock, not 2 in the morning.
The second thing with Whitney that makes her lies dangerous is she involves family members, businesses.
It's reckless.
It's reckless. And I'm like, Justin, how do you deal with this liar?
She's a liar,
She's
Justin.
not a
She's a
liar,
liar.
Lisa. She's not a liar.
I mean, Lisa had been saying that for like 20 minutes.
That's not any secret.
Shut the up about your lies. You lie about everything.
So I wasn't sure at what point, you know, Justin clued in.
Don't call my wife a liar.
She's a liar,
She's
Justin.
not a
liar.
She's not a liar.
I was across the room actually hearing that Jared has a very small penis. That's what I was doing when this all happened, so I was remote from the fight.
The micro penis.
The micro penis came out.
Well, I wish I was part of that instead of this. The most inappropriate thing that she could have ever done goes up and charges my husband like a freaking rhino that just got out of the zoo.
Like, listen, your reckless actions have caused your husband to lose his job. You are not accountable for anything. It's always someone else's fault. You're always the victim. You're always healing, which isn't even a real word. And
Healing?
that's what she calls healing. Oh. Healing. I'm healing. But she gets a little high off of hurting people. Like, she gets a little high off of causing
strange.
damages. Like, Whitney lied and said I slept with my business partner.
It's rumored that one of your that has the jazz tickets that you've been involved with. I don't want to say the name.
Are you crazy?
I'm not crazy.
It was hurtful to my children, my husband. It was hurtful to the person
reckless.
she lied about. It makes it where, like, when we go to certain activities, we're like, oh my gosh, if I'm seen with him, are people gonna say this? And this is like someone that's like very close family friends. Like, why would you do that? Her lying constantly about my businesses. My businesses are all legit, and I think she's a little intimidated that I make a lot of money. She lied about my bartenders.
Lisa was very generous and gifted us Vita tequila and bartenders for our vow renewal. However, I hired them to serve my guests, not themselves. My brand new house is completely up. There's just glass everywhere.
I have a video on my phone. They didn't wreck her house. Her guests that were like cheering for her to swing on the pole ruined her house. But it's over and over and over again. You lied about Heather. You said she used her book to like exploit your vagina.
You exploited my vagina in your book.
Like, that's not even in the book. Be happy for Heather that she's a New York Times bestselling author.
Right.
She can't be because it's not her. And that's a problem.
Interesting.
She's calling me a liar because apparently I'm doing this to hurt her. They verified that you were the one that fed the
I did not do that. I did not do that, Whitney.
Why would I plant a negative rumor about myself? I absolutely know that I'm not a liar and I'm not the one lying in this situation, so I'm excited to see it unfold.
Every single time she accuses me of doing something I don't do, we do a flashback. Like last year at the reunion, she's like, you never checked on me. And I'm like, I checked on you. They had to do a flashback at the reunion and show me checking on Whitney. Are you okay?
They were playing
I'm strong.
Okay. And then in Bermuda, she was saying, you checked on me too many times, but she wanted the world to think I'm a piece of shit, that like her friend died and I didn't care. And she's like, all you care about is yourself. No, Whitney, all you care about is yourself. I've donated things, I've given my time, my energy, my voice, I've defended you, I protected you, and you are a known liar. If you lie or perpetuate lies, you are a liar.